Wait a couple seconds, and I think it has started. There we go. Okay, so welcome to Agribusiness. I'm gonna share my screen here, and I have a PowerPoint that I'm actually just gonna take us through that'll teach us a little bit about the program and give us some insights into what you can expect here at AgBiz. So within Agribusiness at Lakeland College, you do get to choose your stream. So you get your core business courses, but you can also choose to specialize and take some of your elective courses, we would call them, in crop technology, in livestock, or in marketing. So agribusiness, for your gaining your diploma here. Why is agribusiness your future? Really, do you have a passion for agriculture? Do you know how to manage a business? And AgBiz really gives you the best of both worlds. So what we want is to come into agribusiness and take your business courses because you're passionate about business, and agriculture is a business. Running a farm operation isn't just something that people do. It's actually a business decision that people make. And we're going to help you understand how you can run a successful farm operation, or how you could go and work in the agribusiness world in sales, in crop sales, crop input sales, all of those sorts of lots of different jobs that are going to be open and available to you. So you do choose from one of three majors, and we're going to talk a little bit about what each one of these majors gets to focus on. So every stream takes courses in accounting. So you're very lucky that your accounting courses would be with me. So I get to teach the accounting, love accounting. We teach farm finance. That's actually my course that we actually teach as well. You get that course in your second year here. You get an egg simulation course with Cole, which if you were fortunate enough to be on that meeting at 9 o'clock, that is actually a really cool course that Cole has really worked hard on to make it as real as possible and as fun as possible. It's probably one of our students' favorite courses throughout the 2 years that they're here. You'll also get well-rounded in the version of economics as well. We do a microeconomics course. You'll take communications courses, as well as taxation and succession planning. That's in your second year, along with law and policy. And then you have this concept of student managed enterprise, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on in the PowerPoint. So within the crop part of the Agribusiness diploma, you actually take courses that are specialized in plant science and field crops, soil science, grain, oilseed and pulse marketing, weed and insect management, fertility management. So those are the courses that actually really focus on that crop specialization. So this is actually the stream that Megan is in. So Megan, can you tell us a little more about these courses? Which one has been your favorite that you've taken so far?
At the moment, I'm in weed and insect management, and that's probably been one of my favorites so far. It's a really small class, and it sounds like it's a really small class every year, which is pretty cool. There's like 16 of us, which is like kind of insanely small. They've all been pretty good. Soil science and fertility are a little bit more like content focused, so you don't get as much. It's a lot more memorization than sort of weed and insect or the plant sciences course was. I really like those two. Those are probably my favorite.
Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to unshare my screen for a minute so that I can let my friend in the lobby in, because apparently I am not able to do that. I want to admit the participant in the lobby.
I can't do it from my end either.
Have you tried, Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah? Huh. Well, that's too bad. I see, like I get the green.
Hold on, I think I got this.
There we go, we got it.
We're in?
Zip should be good now.
Yes. Welcome, Kelsey. We were having a hard time letting you in. I promise we weren't ignoring you at all. We're just going through our PowerPoint, talking a little bit about what you can expect to see when you come into Agribusiness, and we'll have some time to answer some questions at the end. So we just went into the crop stream, and Megan was talking a little bit about, so when you do these other special courses, like some of the grain, oilseed and pulse marketing,
There we go.
Courses are actually shared with some of the crop technology students as well. So the cool part is in your diploma here, you do get to move around in a nice close cohort of ag biz students. So you will really get to know your classmates, but at the same time, you do have interaction with some of the other diplomas as well, which is kind of cool. So you get to meet lots of different people. The livestock diploma. So this is the second stream that you could go into, is you could go into livestock. So here we have one of our past students that is actually showcasing, I believe it's working at the bull sale that we host every year. So the livestock stream, you do take specialized courses in applied livestock nutrition, in agronomy. So that's, I think, range and forage is what the focus of that course is. You get to take a course in the genetics of livestock. And in livestock production. So when we're talking livestock production within that course, I believe that you do get to focus on everything from chickens and turkeys to pigs, and as well as cattle and horses and a bunch of different sorts of species. This course also is a part of our internet marketing and e-commerce, is one of our other programs that's in there, because a big part of being successful in livestock is actually selling. So Miranda, you guys also take the livestock production course, is that correct?
You betcha.
Yeah.
I started as a livestock, so I took agronomy the first year, and I'm taking livestock production right now.
Okay. Okay. And is it, you do learn about all sorts of different species in there, hey?
Yeah, so for the first half of the semester, we focus on poultry and dairy, and the last half we mainly talk about chickens, pigs, or pigs, beef, and sheep.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, and any one of these specializations we have in either crop technology or the livestock, it's all instructors who have a really strong background in that area. So the people that are teaching livestock production, they're actually teaching to our animal science technology students as well. So the instructors here are usually really passionate about what they get to teach and have lots of expertise in their field. So this is a picture from one of our pop-up shops that we've hosted, and this is one of the young ladies who has been extremely successful from our marketing stream. And I'll actually let Cole talk about the marketing stream, as in this is his baby, this is his passion, and what Cole teaches mainly in. So.
Well, yes, we do have our marketing stream as mentioned. Some of the special courses you get to take is strategic marketing. So that is our first level of, oh, and let this other person in.
Can you let him in, Cole?
Yeah, it was able to come in. Perfect.
Hey, Jessica.
So first year, second semester, you take strategic marketing, which is the introduction to marketing. Then typically in your second year, first semester, we do band in the sand, which you learned about this morning if you joined the seminar, which is the public relations and event management. And then in your final semester, you take the internet marketing and e-commerce. So it is layered that the first one is the beginning course and the last one is your mastery of the diploma level of marketing. This year we did flip the courses because of COVID restrictions, and we will hopefully go back to a fall band in the sand. If you are in the marketing stream, you have the choice of picking a topic or your electives in either crop or in livestock. So you do get to do some in one particular area. So for our crop technology students, they get to do agronomy or soil science, and then the livestock people get to do livestock or fertility management. So there is a choice for you to go each way. And
that's something that Cole just changed in the last couple of years. It used to be that our marketing stream didn't have those extra options. And now what we did is wanted to say, you might be a marketing student that wants to learn a little bit more about crops. So that's what allows you to take that soil science and fertility options. Or you might be a marketing student who is a little bit more into the livestock, and we wanted to open up those options for you too. So pretty cool.
You actually have those backwards. You'll take plant science, not soil science, and you won't take fertility. You'll take weed and insects.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to update that. Thanks, Megan. So you get to take some crappie stuff and you get to take some livestock stuff. Okay, so band in the sand. So any of my online guests, have you guys ever heard of band in the sand? You can turn your microphone on and say yay or nay if you're comfortable doing that. Are you guys all too shy? Okay, so Band in the Sand is something, if you haven't heard of, we know you're going to hear about it when you become one of our Aggie students. And I don't know if you recognize any of these lovely faces in here. So that is our students front and center in this middle section, surrounded by the Hunter brothers, who were actually our performing band last year at Band in the Sand. And they were absolutely phenomenal. They had such a fantastic performance and are just great entertainers and really engaged with our students. So if you can see from the number of people in the background in the good old days when we could actually gather indoors of people more than 30 or 50, I guess, depending what province you're in, we used to pack 1,800 people into our riding arena to enjoy this concert. So, and the entirety of the concert is planned and carried out by students. So really cool program. This is something that the marketing students actually run and direct. So very interesting.
Just to be clear on that too.
Yeah.
You get to be a marketing student, but you have to be in the marketing stream to get to be in this course. So you want to be ag business, and if Band in the Sand piques your interest, you need to be in the marketing stream, not in the livestock or crop production stream.
Cool. Okay. So really all of our streams have lots of, we call it experiential learning. This is what you would call hands-on learning. Okay, so this is where we give you opportunities to actually not just sit and listen to somebody talk about how you would do something, but we actually let you jump in to actually do it. So Ag Sim, you run that simulated mixed farm operation. So it's all run through a website, but you're actually given a farm operation that's been in operation for, it's your 3rd year now, Cole, is that correct?
4th.
4th year? Okay, so it's the 4th year of Ag Sim, and you are inheriting a farm from past students as they've left every year. So ironically enough, one of the farms is actually my farm operation. The land that you're given to farm on is actually where we farm. So I have a tendency to check in with that team to make sure they're doing a good job. You also, with Ag Venture, is a course that's in your last semester where you'll actually write a business plan for a business that you would like to launch. So it could be returning to your own family farm operation and finding a way to add value so that you can be back there working full time. It could be launching a business plan. We've had a couple of plans that students have written and then actually carried out. So 3 years ago, we had 2 students who didn't know each other very well, but we partnered them up for this business plan, and they had a business plan to start a goat farm operation. And by the end of the semester, they were actually a couple. And within a year of graduating, they had actually started their goat operations. So these sorts of plans have a tendency to, some of them end up getting followed through and students actually move forward with them. We have another student from last year who actually had looked at doing some equine dentistry. So actually looking at cleaning and working on horses' teeth. And her business plan was built around actually launching that as a business. And that required her to go get some education from the States. And she's actually now gone off right now as we speak this month and is getting some of that education right now. So she's also moving forward on her business plan. We had 2 years ago, 2 young men who made a business plan about using drones to actually check on cattle in a feedlot operation, checking on temperatures, checking on doing, counts, making sure that the cattle were there and that they were thriving. And they actually had an audience member who was watching offer them the money if they had ever decided to start up that business in reality. So that's pretty cool. So writing a business plan, it is a real business you're writing. It's not a fake business. You're not writing it for somebody else. You're actually doing it for yourself. This year in the first semester, we have students focused on advocacy. And basically what they're doing is sharing the message about what is agriculture in Canada and in Western Canada is kind of what our focus is. But a lot of the myths about GMOs and are they good or are they bad? Chemicals, are they good or are they bad? What's the purpose of them? The use of antibiotics in beef, all of the things that maybe people who shouldn't be educating the public about are educating the public about. So we want our students to actually get out and share the message of what we're doing in agriculture. So typically every year in this semester as well, right along with the advocacy and the retail experience coming up next, we do teach cases in one of our courses. So we teach case analysis, and we have taken teams to actually compete in some case competitions. We've been to Regina for a competition, and we've been down to Lethbridge to the Cor Van Ray agribusiness case competition a couple of different times. We are unfortunately not able to do that this year just because due to COVID restrictions, we haven't been able to actually attend those, just with not limitations on travel and those events not being hosted this year. And then the last one is a retail experience. And I'll let Cole talk about this one a little bit and tell a little bit about our pop-up stores that we've run.
You bet. And we did win the case competition in Lethbridge 2 years ago. So that was led by Darla, and we got first place, which is huge for Lakeland College and agribusiness. The retail experience, we used to run a pop-up shop in person where we brought in vendors' items and sold it on their behalf and selling on a commission. And we ran this for about 4 years, I think. There's a year before I came. And now we have turned it to an online store. So we have a brand called Aggies, and that is what the School of Agriculture has for a brand. Yeah, there's our first place.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm gonna go to the pop-up, yeah.
Yes, so what we did this year, so this is an example of last year. Our Aggies gear goes anywhere from hoodies to shirts to gloves to hats to cups to golf balls to crib boards to cards. And that's all showed on that 30th anniversary on the far left. What's happening this year is we are just doing an online store for Aggies gear, and the students, actually a few of them are on this call. They source the goods, they price them, they advertise them online, and they're in charge of marketing and finances for this. And this store will be going live November 12th. So if you are on this call wanting some Aggies gear before you get to Lakeland College, you can visit our website, which we'll be advertising through our Facebook pages with Lakeland College. But it is a really unique opportunity. We came to this conclusion or this idea before COVID hit, and now COVID's here, so we were well prepared for what is happening in the world. But more importantly, these are life skills that's going to set you up for success once you graduate. So when you go to that retail experience or you're in that corporate environment, they're going to need people with experience running online sales, online marketing, and understanding the do's and don'ts. So you have a one-up on a lot of your competition when you're going for a job interview because of the hands-on learning opportunities we provide here.
Yeah, so what's cool about the online store, so we do have two of our managers actually on our call. Miranda's our manager of marketing, and Sierra is our product procurement person. So she's the one choosing what we actually are bringing into the store, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it will be all the Aggies branded stuff. You are more than welcome as future Lakeland students to make sure you get some of that in advance, and that'll be kind of cool for you to be able to see what's showing up in the store. We can't give away any secrets, but there's going to be some pretty awesome stuff in there. So for the case competition, yeah, this is a picture of us with, that's actually Cor Van Ray, who is a multi-millionaire farmer down in southern Alberta, who's a strong supporter of post-secondary. So this is the team we took down there and placed first place. And just to put that into perspective, we were competing against 16 other teams, the majority of them from the University of Alberta or the University of Regina or the University of Saskatchewan. So very proud to have this team of young ladies go in there and win the case competition. It was a very fun event. And looking forward to being able to do that again next year. So this year we will be hosting an internal case competition. So we will give our students the opportunity to have that experience. And so if you're someone who loves public speaking, this is going to be right up your alley. If you're someone who hates public speaking, don't you worry, we're going to get you there. And there's lots of different roles. This young lady on the left or on the far right here in the blue dress was probably the shyest person that you could imagine. Very soft-spoken, didn't ever want to speak in public. And as a team, they really worked together and they were very strategic about where she spoke within the competition. And she did just a fantastic job, and her personal growth was absolutely amazing. So yeah, pretty cool opportunities for that here. This was our team last year that we took to Regina. So it was a different case competition and great experience that we had down there as well. Unfortunately, we didn't place. But I think we won something or other for the most social team or something.
Spirit Award.
Yeah, that's what was the Spirit Award. We were the happiest to be there, and it was pretty cool. It was really fun experience. We go away for the weekend, and it's a great opportunity to network. There was tons of people from industry there to give you opportunities. So our pop-up shop, and again in our online stores, again 100% run and hosted by students. They choose what the design is. They choose what things look like. We, yeah, it's a really cool initiative and an opportunity to actually gain some real business experience. So agribusiness, really, we want to talk about, it's going to open the doors to your future. Our students get hired. Our students get jobs when they leave here. We often have people, Cole particularly is incredibly well connected out there in industry and really has people who are often phoning saying, hey, I'm looking for a position maybe within a banking or a lending institution or within a crop input. And that networking, our students, they get jobs. Like they get jobs that are interesting to them, and they get jobs that are the ones that they would actually be applying for. You also have the option here that if you wanted to stay another year after you get your 2-year ag business degree, you can stay 1 year further and get an animal science technology or a crop technology degree. Okay, so the caveat within here is that in order to get your crop tech, you would have to be either have taken the crop route within agribusiness or have taken the marketing route with the crop electives in order to get you in there. And then most recently, we actually now have we have an applied degree in agricultural technology that's going to be starting up, I believe, in January of 2021. So you can actually get your applied degree, which be 2 years. So you take your 2 years of your diploma, and then you would spend one remaining year here at Lakeland College taking courses. So you would have 2 more semesters here at Lakeland. And then in your 3rd year, you would actually, your 4th year, you would actually go out and do a work experience component and a practicum component to actually get and earn your applied degree, okay? You also have the opportunity to transfer to do an agribusiness applied degree at Olds, or you can get a 2-for-2 transfer get an agribusiness degree at either the University of Lethbridge or the University of Saskatchewan. So both of them have excellent transfer agreements and really like our students that come out of there. And we have a significant number of students that carry on to the University of Saskatchewan. I would probably say anywhere between, 10 and 20% of our students will end up going to U of S. Hey, do you guys have any questions for us?
Or towards the students that are on the call. This is a great chance to see what life as a student is like.
Do you guys have any questions or comments or concerns?
I guess a good talking point to maybe to get some sparked interest is either Megan, Sierra, or Miranda. How has the change from last year in person to COVID restrictions changed and adapted, and what's your biggest learning from that?
That was a long question. You want to repeat it?
Steps.
You were a first year without COVID restrictions. Now you're a 2nd year with COVID restrictions. How has your learning adapted, and has the experience been worth? We're looking at high school students that are asking themselves, is it worth coming to school during COVID restrictions possibly? And just your guys' take on this and a message to them.
I mean, I get to take class in pajamas sometimes, and that's pretty cool. No, I don't really mind it at all. It was a lot more fun last year, probably being able to interact with my classmates and interact with you guys a lot more, but Lakeland as a whole has really sort of made it work. We still get to go in person. We still do get some of that in-person interaction. And I still sometimes get to take classes in my pajamas. So I think it's pretty okay. I would like to go back to just in person. I find it personally a lot harder to keep myself organized when I'm not in class every day. I have to really try to remember what I'm supposed to be doing every day and what I need to make sure I get done. But I think you guys are really making it work, and I would definitely be willing to take a 3rd year here, even if it was still like this next year.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just so you know, those of you who are online here, so I don't know if you guys are still in high school. I know that one of you is. So here on campus, our students have come back on campus, and you probably would say attend 50% of your classes in person. Some of the smaller ones, like the crop course that Megan had been talking about, where there's only 16 students, they're all able to be in the classroom for that. Our first year agribusiness students are able to be in the class. We have 21 in-person students who are here, and we have 6 students who are fully online just for this year. Not sure, like that's not likely something for the fully online that we would carry moving forward, but our goal is to get as much contact with you as you can. So you do get to know your instructors and you do get to know your classmates as you go through that. Our hope, our sincere hope, is that everything is clear and we have a totally different environment next September where we're able to be 100% face-to-face again, because that's truly what we love and what we appreciate. But at the same time, we've definitely enjoyed getting to know the students that way. Did you guys have any other questions for us? No? Miranda, do you have a question for us?
It was just a smart comment to Cole about how he was going to build a hamburger.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, what's the correct answer to that?
So for those online, we do interviews for positions of management. So the ladies, Miranda and Sierra, were asked a question of how to build what's their perfect hamburger. And it just goes down to attention to detail, how picky they may be, and how much maybe organization or process matters. So fun times we have at Lakeland College. We give you guys a lot of real life skills. So what I do ask is for anybody who is a potential student coming on, I understand you may not have questions at this time. Do reach out to our website or through Alan, our enrollment specialist, if you do have questions later on. But more importantly, when you do come in these doors, hopefully this fall, come and talk to us and say, hey, I was on that Microsoft Teams meeting in October, and let us know who you were. Is that we'd like to get on a personal, first name basis with our students, and it just helps with that relationship. So we do appreciate your guys' time today.
Yeah, and make sure if you do have any other questions that you, I'm going to put my contact information in here. So my name is Darla Stepanek, and my email address would be just that very same thing at Lakeland College. Oh, it's not going to let me do this properly. And don't hesitate to, and if you know somebody else who is in the school, talk to our past alumni and talk to people who have actually come here to the college, and you'll get that real story about what it's like here. So we do have the small class sizes. We do have the hands-on learning. Something we're focusing on this year, you've probably heard of our student managed farms. So we have extensive farmland and access to, we have a dairy here on campus. We have a purebred livestock herd and as well as a commercial beef herd. And so we have access to the farm for our different things we're doing for advocacy and for business plans. So yeah, it is a really different experience than you would get anywhere else. And probably one of the biggest selling features again is that you can do your first 2 years here in a smaller college environment and then choose to carry on to other post-secondary if you wanted to actually carry on to earn your degree. And we get a lot of students who maybe they get to school and they're a little apprehensive, like Megan was telling us, didn't really want to do post-secondary. And you get here, and when you're learning about what you love, which is agriculture, and you're learning about what makes sense to you, which is maybe business, it opens a whole new world for you. And all of a sudden, carrying on with your education doesn't seem like a chore, and instead it seems like just a really logical move. Again, those of you who choose to do your 2 years of a diploma, our students do get hired, and our students are in demand with industry. So Cole, what are some of the things that our students, or some of the places our students are actually working right now? What are some of the jobs? We have some that are working for FCC and AFSC, both as crop adjusters or as actual lending agents.
Yes, and we have our crop input specialists, so sales and crop inputs, feed, equipment manufacturers. We have quite a few people go to a New Holland, a John Deere, a Case dealership, or whichever may else exist. We have people running their own operations, running their own businesses. Just trying to think off the top of my head some other spots. We have some great alumni. a lot of banking institutions, when I look, if you are interested, credit union, ATB, TD have all been great. AFSC, as Darla mentioned, FCC. We actually had one person just started the life insurance business, so was able to get through the interview process and become a life insurance broker or a sales associate. So really, when you have business tied to your name, you're very desirable as an employee. And then agriculture, if you start looking at any job offerings or in advertisements, a lot of people need that, understand what agriculture is. So when you do put your resume out and you understand both business and ag, you are sought after and you never have an issue getting a job. They're very excited to have you come to their team.
Yeah, and we often have most of our students, when they're exiting agribusiness, they typically have a job before they're even leaving in the springtime, because they've had, and we do some training with you on getting you used to those interview situations, asking you those questions, trying to get you prepared for what the real world is going to look like, which looks a little different than it did a couple of years ago. One of Cole's friends, his latest interview experience was something that was totally online and recorded, as opposed to so as a person interviewing, you didn't even interact with a person at the company that you were interviewing with, and instead it was all done digitally and remotely. And I just think it's a super interesting new world that we're moving into. So in our job and what we're passionate about is getting you ready to get there and succeed in that new world. Cool. Okay, I don't think, does any of you, yeah.
Something to add before we left, if I could.
Okay.
I think you guys really touched on the instructors very much. And I think for me, that was a really big part of why I've enjoyed my experience here so much, is just, I can tell that you all really care about my future and what I'm doing, and you want me to understand, like you genuinely care about me as a person. You're never gonna walk into a class and not have your instructor like know your name. That hasn't happened to me once since I think like the second week I was here. And another really big thing about the instructors is they all have very good background knowledge about what they're talking about. Like, they've worked in the industry. Cole worked in sales. Darla was an accountant. My fertility teacher worked at a fertilizer distributor. Like, they all know what they're talking about. They've done it before. They've worked the jobs that they're trying to get you towards. So yeah, I really think the instructors are a huge part of my experience here and why I love it so much.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. All right. We'll all hang around in here if anyone, Amy or Kelsey, if you wanted to stay and ask a few questions. I will be here. Don't hesitate to turn your microphone on and just let it rip. Or if you're not sure you want to talk, go ahead and just enter it into the chat and we can have a discussion that way. But yeah, I thank my team very much for coming in and helping me with it. I appreciate it very much. You guys are awesome. And I hope you have a great weekend. All right.
See you guys.
Okay,
Thank you, ladies, for joining.
Hi,
Kelsey.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the new program that's coming in, the 5-year degree one.
Right, the 3. Okay, yeah.
So I want to do the animal science technician, the beef major. I want to do that for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking to do the agribusiness for my 3rd year.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so you get 2 diplomas.
Yeah, and if I were to, for that 5-year one, would those 3 count already for it, or would I have to take it again, like the the 5-year one?
No, so if you go into the if you take your 2 years AST, then you take 1 year and you get your agribusiness diploma. And then you would take one more year of classes to actually do the coursework for your applied degree. And there might be some of that transfers over. We're just starting to teach that this year. And then your last year of your applied degree, you're working out in industry that entire year. And that's actually where, and it could be a paid practicum, or it depends where you find your practicum. So it would essentially be, technically in 4 years, you could end up getting 2 diplomas and a degree, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually kind of my plan right now, just not on the livestock side, on the crop side. And it's, from talking to Alan, it sounds like you might have to take one extra class during like the summer in between when you're done your second diploma and when you're starting your degree. But other than that, it should all transfer over perfectly fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We work hard to make that seamless so that the courses are stacking. Yeah.
Okay. So where do you, sorry,